I called him, but she, so a nice lady. She tapped me on the shoulder, and she said she did have a bone to pick with me, because she said that the audience could not hear the questions that are coming out from the authors. Okay, I mean the questions come up from the audience. I'm sorry, from the audience, and they said that was the most critical thing about it. It's because these questions does draw attention and concern about the book. Okay. Now, and I love that positive type review because and ravings, because actuality, it has happened within the almost 3 weeks.
Yeah,
for 3 weeks. For 3 weeks is last time.
Yeah,
and plus, they took note when he was talking about fingerprint, which we're going to get to later on down the road, because he can explain it way better than I can. I write better than I speak it. But in publishing, and teaching, because I do all these crazy drawings, and he's like, oh, he do kids' drawings, but they're easy. But him wording it, oh my goodness, literally a 10-year-old can publish under this man. That's how serious it is. So, but anyway, we got He, She, Black Widow, and Leon, you're from Detroit. Was you born and raised in Detroit?
Yes, absolutely. Born and raised in Detroit. That's home.
Excellent. Yeah, Detroit. Yeah. The big D. Detroit. Yeah. And this.
Sorry, I got a little excited.
That's all right.
Hey, I'm already getting excited because I was. I love that hearing people actually have not only just watching, but they were paying attention, and they have just made an undiscovered author become what? Discovered.
All right.
That's what we're talking about. That's what we're talking about. They actually made an undiscovered author become discovered. And not only that, but he's going on tour, a major book event.
Wow.
Okay, a major book event at Barnes and Noble. But I'm also going to give credit to Janet from Book Nook and Moreau, because we work with her as well. And we're going to start getting, authors start going, not just ASA authors, but authors throughout Michigan. I know I talked about the United States, but we're going to start with our own area first. And we're going to start with Michigan, and we're going to see if we can get Michigan authors that hasn't got a chance to get out there, that to see, because reason being, it's not about one person. One person can critique and say, yes, like it or don't like it. But that's to that own person's, idealism, their own concept, how they perceive the book when they read it. Other people, like, I'm not like, Gothic is cool, I watch all that, the underworld and all that. But at times, you don't really see me reading it that much. I like the movies, but I don't read it that much. But give me some science fiction movies and stuff science fiction books, then, I gravitate to that. So I can't turn around and say whether I like or dislike. It's what I choose. I am glad to know that there's authors getting ready the chance to, and the audience, the television audience, the viewers, are giving authors a chance to see what they're made of, what they can write, the ability that they have. But, Leon, tell me a little bit more about the book here. Yeah, I want you to just open up.
Oh, absolutely. Well, again, the best place for anything to begin is at the beginning.
Yes.
Okay. The overtone of this book, He, She, Black Widow. Excuse me, I get a shout out there. I'm very proud of that cover there. We get a tight end. Can we get a tight end on that? Here we go. Okay, as you can see right there, the title of the book is He, She, Black Widow, and complimentary also is at the top. There is my name, like for everybody to remember that, Leon Higgins. You're going to hear a lot of it, But anyway, about this book.
Yes.
He, She, Black Widow is a story that takes place in the city of Detroit. And as anything else, there's a story inside of every story. Now, He, She, Black Widow delves into places, events, and happenings in Detroit that could actually be ripped from the day's headlines. As we delve more into the story as you read and the story progress, and incidentally, make sure that you have a lot of time on your hands when you get ready to read this book, because it's a page turner. Once you start, you're going to it's going to find it pretty hard to put down. And that's the way I like to write. And that's pretty much been the reception of everybody that's read this book. And as a matter of fact, I had one person to tell me after they had read this book, you know, you really got my husband mad at me. Well, you got your husband? Why? Well, because when he got home, his dinner wasn't ready. You know, I started reading your book that morning, and
Yes.
as a matter of fact, it was kind of late at night before I went to bed because I had to finish it. You know, and you know, I like that kind of positive
Yes.
reviews, not just for adulation, but because it makes me feel like somebody appreciates my work. You know, and that's the true testament of anybody that appreciates anything is that once it captivates their attention and keep them interested enough to not only start it but also to finish it. But anyway, more about He, She, Black Widow. As I said before, it's a story that takes place in the city of Detroit, and just like every coin, there's a shiny side, but also there is a dark side, and that's what this book does primarily, delves into the dark side of Detroit. Not bashing Detroit, because like I said, born and raised in Detroit, and that's my home, and I love it. But as I said before, there's a story side of every story, and this is just one of many stories that could very well, as I said, be ripped from the day's headline in Detroit. The story itself is primarily about two gangs in Detroit. These gangs are comprised of teenage children, and I say children because of the ages of the gang members, that vie and compete for the lucrative drug trade in Detroit. You know, and it's a story that incorporates the good and the bad of everything. It's have a very, very rich overtone of drugs, violence. As a matter of fact, to give you an idea, the basis of the story is behind mysterious murders of young black men, and that keep popping up in Detroit. And it has Detroit police very, very baffled as to how this is happening. The discovery of the bodies, there's no visible bruises, and one of the strange twists about it is that all of the coroner's reports about the murders come up heart attacks. And all of the victims are young gang members, very, very young, between the ages of 16 to 18 years old. All in perfectly good health, but for some reason or another, there's just a multitude of them dying of heart attacks. And this really have the police baffled as to not only who is committing these murders, but how and why. Because let's face it, you know, you might have a young kid that could conceivably die of a heart attack, but when you have multiple situations, then there's a problem there. So this is one of the vehicles that drives you into the meat of the story and develops the story as far as who is doing this, how the victims are involved in the precipitation of these murders, you know. So the book has a lot of everything in there. And one thing that I do like to stress very, very, very strongly is that I do not write children books. So I definitely let the reading audience know that it's an adult read, and it's not written in sugar-coated overtones, meaning that, you know, hey, you know, it's called exactly what it is. So, you know, there's...
well, I'm going to tell you what.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm very interested. You caught my attention already. So I'll tell you what, everybody. After these messages, okay, we're going to go back with Leon Higgins, and we're going to talk more about his book. All right?
It's hard to leave behind doubt that can fly. Mistakes of yesterday still call me today. It's hard to believe this grace I've received. You found me, it's true. I'd be dead without you. Oh, and I know this is real. Your touch I can feel. I'm not alone anymore. Love opened the door to my heart.
Imagine a world where a man can look confident, successful, professional. Imagine a place where a man can feel welcome, relaxed, comfortable, and pampered.
Welcome back. Yes. You know what? Before we get back to Leon Higgins, which I mean, we're going to really get more in depth. I got some more questions I want to ask him about his book, and before we get to the audience, but we're going to have the Looking Up Band play us another song. How about that? And the song is called Senses.
I sit alone here in the dark,